Welcome. Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Joey Wobbs. That's Mr. Link. And welcome to episode 23 of Wabbslink. Link, today we are going to go through the games that we had today, and we'll be going through the last game before the international break. I think it's an international break or just a break in general. You have a game against Tottenham, I think, left this week.
Yes.
And then we have a game against Brighton for our FA Cup game. But Link, you had Bournemouth this week.
Yeah.
I watched a bit of it, to be honest. I wanted to watch Liam Delap, though I was watching Ipswich at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So but tell me what you think about the game. What you think about the penalty? Because that was controversially a penalty. Yeah, man, talk to me.
I want to say to all the people, big up Liverpool in 36. Glad to be here. Joe, you're my guy. Pleasure to do the show every week. Now that I got that out of the way, it was a pen. What are we doing? If any of you people, the lovely 15 people that watch us, want to go try and run full speed right now and then have someone kick you on one heel and kick you into the other foot of yours, you are going to fall. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. Unless you're this supreme hand-eye coordinated athlete that should be playing somewhere, you're going to go over. Now, you can argue whether it's soft or if it's weak or harsh. All those things can apply, and those are great adjectives to use in this scenario. But the fact of the matter is the noun is still a penalty, and that's what it was. It was a pen. Like, it's just a bold-faced pen. Like, you can't do that. I'm sorry. You know, and if you want to be mad at PGML, that's fine. But I say this again and again, you can't be mad at them unless you're going to address the real problem, the fundamental problem, which is the literature. Because the literature almost always leaves it up to what? The referee's discretion.
Right.
Okay? You know, penalties are almost always, the controversial ones are subjective. You know? There's easy ones to call, but those aren't easy. And it's stuff like that.
I feel like I would want that in my games, but I just haven't as of right now, we don't really get too many penalties. We get sorries afterwards. That's what we get. But yeah, I thought it was a penalty. I didn't see the big fuss about it, to be honest. My thing is with that game is Bournemouth didn't put the ball in the back of the net. That was the thing with that game, to be honest. Like, that game should have been 1-1 at a certain point. And yeah, I know Mo ended up putting another one away, but that game probably looks a little bit different at 1-1.
That game is very different at 1-1.
If Kluivert puts that chance away, I think that game looks much different at 1-1. So, like, we can't sit here and have revisionism about, like, the penalty when you couldn't even make your open chance that you had, you know? And they had other chances on top of that, but that one specifically is like, you have to put that away. Like,
and you know, you're 100% right, but in this certain people, and I'm not a big enough name to call them out, but certain people will cite how, Liverpool got lucky because Kluivert missed a goal that had 0.25 XG, right? So let's just put this way. If we're playing devil's advocate, if Kluivert takes those chances that are 0.25 XG that we're complaining about being open goals, don't you think Bournemouth would be higher up in the table? You know, we were talking about going into the game. Everyone was saying, Liverpool's lucky because Bournemouth has these injuries. Well, their injuries up top showed in their lack of finishing ability. Like, we can only beat the teams that are put in front of us, and we can only work with the circumstances we were given. Were we fortunate for them not to take that chance? Yes.
Yeah.
But again, that's not my problem. That's not my problem.
No one should make it your problem per se. And no one should also say, like, yeah, this is like a big issue with Liverpool. It was it's a signs to tell. You know what I'm saying? Like none of that should be even spoken about, in my opinion, when it comes to that. Like I felt like in the end they didn't take their chances, and you got the opportunity for a penalty, and in some games and that's luck of the draw with these referees. You sometimes you get a referee that will call that, and sometimes you get a referee that won't. And credit to Gakpo for selling it. As much as it wasn't like the most of impact, he sold it. So like they called it. You can't hate on it. In the end, that's just the way I see it. You can't hate on it. Like they called it.
Don't blame the literature. Blame the literature. Blame the bylaws.
I mean, it's not even that.
And it's not even towards you. I'm just saying in general.
It's not even that, bro. It's more the fact that it's like who cares? Like the referees in this league are gonna make decisions that that people agree with and people don't agree with. But you got to just kind of take them on the chin, unfortunately, as Big Steve would say. You have to take it on the chin. You have to kind of just take it on the chin and run with it, right? And that's what you did in the end. You took your opportunities in the end. That's what you did. Like you took the opportunities that you had. I don't think you guys were that great offensively, but obviously your back line will always keep you in games, and that's what happened. They kept you in the game, and you had the 1-2 chances that you needed to end up putting it away. So I once again, you being in that scenario, I can't blame you for. That's what happens in football, bro. Like sometimes you get a pen, sometimes you get pens called against you, bro. Like the Ipswich pen against us, that Liam Delap had. I mean, I could tell you for free that wasn't a pen, but they called it. You know what I'm saying? Like, what am I supposed to say? They called it. Like, it was light. It was probably less contact than what happened against fucking Gakpo. So I can't sit here and say nothing about it. Like it's just what it was happening. He clipped him. That's what it was.
To your point on the lap penalty, I agree with that there's probably even less contact than the lap one. But I'll say this is to respect to Bournemouth, that penalty settled things down for us because we had a couple chances. We were playing good-ish. Like we were doing what was required, which has kind of been like what I've been saying. Like we beat Bournemouth 2-0. It wasn't the best performance, but it wasn't a bad performance. And we did what was necessary. Like we had some good players with individual 8-9s, but like we're just ticking and we're doing what's required. So for the game, for this game and the games moving forward, it's hard for me to have fear going into matchups, but also hard for me to have confidence because I'm still waiting for us to get outplayed, from start to finish. Like you guys played us well. Man, you tried their hardest and played well and had moments they were better than us. But I've yet to see a 60-minute span, and I know it's asking for a lot. I've yet to see a 60-minute span where it looks like we're getting dominated. There's no solutions, and
I think probably we had the longest span against you where we played probably the best, and that's why he keeps bringing that shit up.
Yeah. So you think Chelsea, both Nottingham, well, not both. The first Nottingham Forest game, the second game, I think we pummeled them, and the result showed that their defense plays well. And then that's really it. I'm struck. Man U, the 1-1, I'm struggling to find these games. So I'm just happy that they're continuing with the MO that we've seen for the year, and I'm more excited to see how the tactics and playing style and the squad in the summer evolves, develops, changes, all that stuff. So yeah, just happy we got the result and on to the next one that we have to win for our Arsenal fans to get off my back. So yeah.
I mean, you guys don't have to win shit. As long as you guys beat Everton, you guys win the title, in my opinion. That's all it is.
I feel that way too. I'm tired of
you guys beat Everton, bro. Because here's the thing, right? Arsenal fans, I don't think they even believe that they can go on a run. I don't even think they believe that shit. So
They don't now, especially after not buying a striker yesterday. It's so funny. It's been so funny to like watch all their like happiness just slowly trickle down back to reality. Like, oh, we didn't sign anyone.
yeah.
It's great. It's great.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say much about it, but at least I got to see good signs. So I guess we could talk about Chelsea now.
Yeah, I want to talk about Chelsea because I saw some
So
interesting things.
so I thought I would like to speak on the game in itself. Um, the aspect of having Jorgensen makes a whole big fucking difference with our football team. If you guys didn't see it, then I'm sorry, you're fucking blind. Okay, because in that game, we controlled the ball majority of the game. And you want to know why? Because that ball wasn't getting off the ground trying to be hoofed into a striker, by the way, who came off. Even when he was off, though, we controlled the game. Even when he was on, we controlled the game. The one thing, the big glaring thing that I noticed, okay, Link, I want you to go and find it later, okay, because you're gonna laugh. All right, I want you to go find Maresca's pre-game press conference, like right before he walks out onto the field, kind of press conference. Just go look it up, right? Because they ask him, what was the decision on what was the reasoning on dropping Sanchez, right? And you should see the smile on this guy's face, bro. Ear to ear, bro, ear to ear smile, son.
Just the cheekiest of smiles.
Didn't give him gave him the normal. I'm not gonna put my player under the bus, but I'm happy that I don't have to start him answer. And like after, bro, he was smiling so hard, bro. He was smiling like a kid on Christmas, like Engraver said, bro. He was smiling so hard, bro. I swear to God, when I saw that, I was like, oh, this is about to be one of them games. Then Levi Colwell happened, right? Which, man, this kid, I don't know what to do with this kid, bro. I don't know what to do with him. Because in the beginning of the season, he was playing fantastic. Like, he was part of the reason that we were playing as well as we were, to be honest. Like, he was part of that reason. And then he just gets soft, bro. He's gotten mad. He's been mad soft over the last few games. Some Charmin soft shit, bro. Like ultra soft. Charmin ultra soft. Like that's what it was, really. Bro, I couldn't believe it. I actually couldn't believe it. The way that he was complaining after bro, if you've ever played against anybody who's from Africa, you know that shit's going to happen. You know you're going to get a little nudge. You know you're going to get that type of physicality. You know that's coming, especially from Kudus. I played people from all over the world. I know if somebody's going to be pushing me from behind. You know that's coming. Don't act like that's not something that's part of football. If that's
in the most physical league,
you think that if you don't believe, well, that's the problem. That's part of the problem. He believes way too much. He believes in his ability way than what his ability is. Okay, his belief in his ability is way more than what his ability is. See, with Trev, right? If that was Trev in that situation, that ball's going into row Z. It's going into row H.
Booting it.
And everybody resets, and we don't even. If we reset, they don't score. Period. They don't score. If we reset in that scenario, they don't score. There was no thing.
No, there was no attack.
He just has an ego. And he could be a really good footballer. He has all those tools to be a really good footballer. That ego needs to be put into check. When you play defense, ego is not the one thing that you want your team to help you.
Yeah.
You don't want to have the ego. You don't want to have an ego. You want, as a defender, you want to have like stability. You want to be the stable one. That's
what it is?
That Levi Colwell is.
You know what it is? It's the last 3 years, bro. Everyone's been getting gassed up off taking stills of these center backs, and like they see Thiago Silva back in the day, they see Van Dijk, they go, oh, aura, and they get off on that, and the next thing you know, you have all these young center backs, all these fans saying, "Oh, they got aura."
I
They're,
mean,
they're
it's not
drinking
just
their own
our
Kool
center
Aid.
back either, bro. Like
Kwanzaa,
I could put
Kwanzaa,
in that
Kwanzaa.
same. Kwanzaa is another good one. They're all in the same age bracket. All these
Yeah.
kids are in the same age bracket.
Yeah,
And it's like they got. You could say Lenny Yoro. You could say Kwanzaa. You could say Levi Colwell. They're all in the same age bracket, and they were all very highly rated. It's just up here they have an ego that they are Van Dyke already. Like that's how they act. And none of them are. None of them have the I mean Kubarasi is the one that is Van Dyke right now. Like that he has because he doesn't play with an ego. He doesn't have to act like he's the best, the biggest, and the best player on the pitch because he knows he's not. He got Lamine.
He's got Lamine. He's got Rafinha.
Probably,
yeah,
bro.
exactly. He knows Lamine's better than him. He's known
it his whole life. Like he knows he's not. He doesn't have to act like he's the best. But you could argue this year he's the best center back in La Liga. You could easily argue that.
And this is more respect to Kubarsi than anything. But like even Virgil, the great Virgil, started getting spotlight at 26, 25.
It was like 25, 24, 25 when he was at South. 24, 25.
Exactly.
And these kids they're kids. They're literally kids. And at your age, I don't expect you to be stable.
Exactly.
Like, mentally, I don't expect you to be stable. Mentally. You in London, you 21, and you the starting center back for Chelsea. I don't expect you to be stable. Especially in the world of social media now. I don't expect you to be stable, bro. I don't. Like with JT though, JT had the luxury of not having a camera in his face at any point in his life. He didn't have cell phone. They didn't have cell phones until he was in his 30s, late 30s, mid 30s. They didn't have cell phones in every single place. He was doing shit probably 10 times worse than all these kids. But exactly. The point is you a stable 21-year-old mind is an anomaly. It's an anomaly. 100% Lord Links. He's a spoiled brat right now. But you know what? In my opinion, you have to, I think you have to keep throwing him in the fire. I think you do. With what he's dealing with, right? And you got to see if he learns from his fucking mistakes. Okay? Like you have to. It may not have to be right away, right? It may not have to be right away. He doesn't have to play against Brighton, for instance, like this Friday. He made a high-profile mistake. You don't got to play against Brighton. You know what I'm saying? Take him out of the spotlight for a game. Put Trev in. Everybody loves fucking Trev. So you can't miss by putting Trev in. You can't miss. Everybody loves Trev. You bring Trev back. You put in, and by the way, during this run, the only game that we won during this run outside of yesterday was the game that Levi Colwell did not play, which was Wolves. So take him out the spotlight, okay? Because he's making mistake after mistake after mistake. So like you gotta just see what he's gonna be for the rest of the year. But you also gotta start playing the other guys too. You can't just put him back in right away. Like, but you definitely gotta put him back in so he has the opportunity to learn that he can't be making those types of mistakes. He's gonna watch Trevor Chalobah in that same exact position kick that ball fucking upfield out of bounds. That's what he's gonna end up seeing. That's what he's gonna learn from that. With Trev coming in, that's what you'll learn. Okay, have the team reset, we relax, we get back. You got Caicedo back there helping you. Anytime Caicedo's back there helping you, you guys will be all right. Okay, you guys will be all right. He showed you that yesterday. Anything that West Ham wanted to do, Caicedo rolled over to him and said, "Thank you very much. I'm going to take that." That's what he did the entire game. As long as you don't put yourself out of position, right? You don't put Caicedo out of position with the type of pass that you just did, right? I trust Caicedo to be able to get himself out of any type areas for the most part, right? For the most part, right? He's been caught once or twice. We know that. But for the most part, I trust Caicedo in those scenarios. Bro, kick that shit out and reset, bro. That's all it comes down to. You kick that shit out, that's 2-0. 2-0. 2-0 in the end.
But hey, to the defense of Maresca in the age profile for squad, it's growing pains, man. It's growing pains. I agree with you.
But he said that. He doesn't know how to fucking word it because he's Italian, but he says this. He says this shit. He says it. He said, but he makes it sound like he's attacking people. You know what I'm saying? But he said the striker misses shots, the midfield misses passes, the defense makes mistakes, the goalkeeper makes mistakes.
Yeah.
I don't know why, because our average age is 23. That's why.
Yeah.
Why he understands that these kids are going to make mistakes because they're kids.
Yeah. And it's like it's for a lack of, like, I don't know, there's probably some phrase, but like he just doesn't have the English know-how to say shit happens. And they probably wouldn't accept that.
He likes to explain himself. That's what it is.
Fair enough.
He likes to explain himself.
Fair enough.
Now, let's give Maresca some props. Okay. Now, I don't want to give him like too much props because
this is what I wanted to talk about.
Some of it was forced. Okay. Some of it was forced. Okay. So like I'm the switches in the game, bringing Neto on and bringing you on. Part of it was forced because obviously Jackson got injured in that game. He pulled his hamstring in the first half. So he gave Jackson 5 minutes after the break and then hooked him.
Mm-hmm.
Sancho wasn't tracking back as much, and we were getting caught on that side with Wan-Bissaka. That's why he pulled Sancho out. Okay. Yeah. So he brings you in, and I swear to you, it was night and day, Link. I had a striker who occupied his center backs consistently occupied his center backs. Do you understand? They were scared of this 19-year-old kid. 2 guys on him on a fucking cross. How did we score? Because they had 2 guys on him on a cross and it ends up back post to Cucurella. That's what happened.
Yeah.
Because they had played 3 in the back. Jackson doesn't occupy his center backs. He runs back post with everybody else.
Yeah.
We're sitting here. Sure, poor performance. But you also act like Barcelona's perfect. Barcelona loses to Barcelona. I've seen Barcelona lose to 10th place, 12th place teams. They're in 3rd place or something like that in their league.
But let's
what are we talking about? They make bad mistakes and they have poor performances. I watched Kubarasi get spun by Bayern against Villarreal. Get spun. Villarreal knocked him out of the cup. I think it was last year, if I'm not mistaken. Like, we're not doing this.
How many players
at these ages, they are going to make mistakes. That's why you don't give them like you don't take away accountability, but you understand that they're going to make mistakes. There isn't taking away accountability behind that, though. Do you understand?
But like, where's the context? Because that Barca average age is fine, but like Lewandowski is one of the oldest motherfuckers in the league, bro. Like, what are we doing? There is experience there. You also don't have a manager that's working on his 2nd job. You have a 60-year-old manager that has won in multiple competitions, international and domestically. So like, we can't use this age comparison and not apply the context that comes with it. How many players are in Chelsea that are over 27? Cucurella?
I don't
Is that it?
26. He's 26.
Cucurella's 26. So Rafinha and Lewandowski are older than your entire squad?
Yep. Every single player on our entire squad.
Okay. So 2 people that are chief in responsibility and leadership and in attacking prowess for that team are over the age of 27, but we can't apply that context to your squad where your best player is 22. And your second best player is the same age.
I think they're third in their league, right? Right now,
Second or third, I don't know.
it's third. I'm pretty sure.
Like Caicedo and Palmer are your two best players, other than Reece James.
Bro, they got 1 point more than us. 2 points more than us.
Exactly.
They got 2 points more than us. That's how in their league they got 2 points. In an easier league, they got 2 points more than us right now. So everybody, take a break. Like, take a second. Really, take a second.
Okay, Tosin, I'll give you that, Turk. Tosin, yes. Sanchez, no. You can't count Sanchez's experience when Chelsea fans want to kill Sanchez every game that he touches the ball.
Yeah,
so I'm not using
that's
Sanchez.
the experience we're bringing to this team. That's the big experience we're bringing up to this team. Sanchez, okay.
And James,
they also have I think it's Wojciech in their goal, right? Szczesny in their goal.
Yeah, they have Szczesny.
Bro, see, I'm not doing this with you.
They have Jules Koundé. You know, these are grown men. These are grown men.
I ain't doing this with you.
And just to like this isn't against Reece James because there's only so much he can do. But like you can't cite Reece James' leadership when he's not I won't say doesn't and not able. Up until recently, when he's got some new health, he hasn't been able to show that example on the field. It's great that you have someone saying, this is what you should do in training. This is what you should do and how you should act. But if he's not there showing the example for himself, it's very hard to use that as a reference for these young players. Right? So that leadership group that was supposed to be there has failed. We know this about Chelsea. That's why Chilwell's leaving.
Bro, we can't, bro, we're comparing Barcelona and Chelsea. They're 0.2 age difference. Our goalie, just the goalie itself would have us, if we had a different goalie, we would have us on even points with Barcelona at this current moment. We're only 2 points away from what Barcelona's points are at this current moment. And we're and you wanted to compare them. Oh, it's like, I swear to God, it's like this Kubarasi kid can't do no wrong. He does nothing wrong ever. It's like these guys watch every game. He does nothing wrong ever. Bro, that's the thing is that we compare these players, right? We want to compare these players. And I'm not saying he's at the level of Kubarasi because that kid is special. Okay, I've seen it. He's special. But it's not the same. It even more so. You don't see the mistakes he makes. These people that talk, they don't see the mistakes that this kid makes. I've watched multiple games and I see it and I say the same thing that I said. He's 17 fucking years old. Of course he's going to make mistakes. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If that was Van Dijk that did these mistakes, you don't get that type of fucking same movement. Because he is in his 30s. He should know better. If he's being pressed in that matter, he should hoof it out of bounds. But he's made those same mistakes. It's not like he's unculpable. All you can do is say, I made the mistake and you fucking play the rest of the game. It's all you can fucking do. But we over here want to sit here and kill our own players for these mistakes. I get it. He has to do better. He knows he has to do better. He went on Instagram and said he has to do better. He went out there and took responsibility for it. So what am I supposed to say other than you can't make that mistake again? Do better.
Yeah.
I don't want the guy just gone. Do better. I seen you do better. So do better. It's that simple. It's not, I don't have to hype him to the fucking moon. He's JT. Just do better.
Yeah.
I don't need you to be JT. Just do better, bro. That's all it is. I don't need you. Why am I comparing you to JT? Nobody's JT. Bro, arguably, JT's arguably the greatest center back to ever fucking play this game. And we're comparing it to him? For what? Like, just do better. If you can, exactly. Sit on the bench. That's simple. I don't care. I don't care. Because I know Trev will take his opportunity. If he makes a mistake, he makes a mistake too. It's that simple. He made a mistake against Man City. I ain't killing him for it.
So I'm glad you said that because that's that's how I feel about Nunes, but I could never get that out to any of these
It's
lovely
just crazy,
people.
bro. It's crazy the way that and he ain't that good. That's why his name's Lamar Samuels. It's not Levi Colwell. It's Lamar Samuels Colwell. That's his actual name. He's Lamar Samuels until he shapes the fuck up. Like I've said over and over and over again on this channel. He's Lamar Samuels until he shapes up. You don't get a nickname being a fuck up. You don't get no fucking nickname. That's the bro. You don't get a nickname being a fuck up. Your name is Lamar Samuels until proven otherwise. When we see Levi back, we'll see it and I'll call it out. He's not Levi Colwell right now. That's fine. That's it. That's it.
I didn't know who you guys were talking about when you said that. That's his real name, Lamar Samuels?
Excuse. We don't have to give him an excuse. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to give him an excuse. You made a mistake. Do better.
Yeah, why is that an excuse?
The fucking bench.
Yeah, like why?
Bro, it's the same way I treat fucking Nico Jackson. It's the same. Link. Last 4 weeks we've done this show. What have I said about Nico Jackson?
He doesn't do hold up play well enough. He doesn't win his aerial duels, and that you need him to do better because this is the only striker you have.
Otherwise, sit the bench for the 19-year-old. Because obviously he knows what the fuck he's doing. I watched it for 40 minutes. 40 minutes he had a better display than I've seen from you for the last 7 games. In 40 minutes. I watched the game twice. 40 minutes of that game. He was the better striker.
And you know what? This brings me to another point, right? And this is great because it's you versus Jackson, but this can be like extrapolated and expanded to like more of the current football opinion, social media content creator base that we have, where it's like you can't say one without the other for some reason, right?
Here's the thing about this, right? Here's the thing about this. I ain't giving him an excuse. But I watched Murillo and Zarbani get dusted by Nico Jackson. I watched fucking Houston get dusted by Nico Jackson. Dusted. So what am I supposed to say? Oh, they don't make mistakes? They're just better? No. Do better, Levi Colwell. Do better. If you can't, sit the bench. It's not fucking rocket science. I don't care. I just know that at your age, you're going to make mistakes. Same with Zarbani. Same with Houston.
Mm-hmm. But this is my thing. Like, people will with this particular scenario we're talking about. People will look at Jackson, see him turn a defender, go on a run that doesn't mean to anything, and be like, "Oh, Jackson's a baller. He's got to play. He's got to play." That may be fine, but if you're not fulfilling the role that is asked of you, and it's a detriment to your side's success at the end of the day, who the fuck cares? Like, Hugh is playing striker the way he needs to play, and you were able to produce goals out of it. Whether or not Hugh was the reason for that, did he have some great touches? I don't remember. I don't know. I don't care. But the fact that he was playing his job correctly allowed you to score your game winner. And people, for the life of me, get caught up in the aesthetics and fucking ball rolls and shoulder fakes where it's like, can the player fulfill the role that is asked of the coach at hand? If the answer is no, who the fuck cares? Go play street ball.
His hold-up play was on point. He had multiple flicks off of it, and he doesn't touch the ball for long. He doesn't hold on to the ball for long.
And it's not his job to.
It's the major difference between him and Nico is if you watch the hold-up play, it's one touch, get to the winger. I'm making one touch, and I'm getting it to the winger so I can make my run. Like, I watched that second half, and I just watched him. I didn't watch nobody. I watched him the entire second half and the second time I watched the game. I just watched him.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to see if it was me or if it was the player.
Yeah.
Like if it's me, that means the manager has told the player to do that, right?
Yeah.
If it's the player, he just doesn't know what he's doing.
Correct.
And it was the player. He doesn't know what he's doing. And I knew that from the beginning. But when I said that last year, because he scored 14 goals, I was a crazy man in the summer.
You're just a stupid American.
Stupid American, don't know what he's talking about. Don't know where what's the fucking, I don't care. I don't know how to get to the bridge. I got GPS. Why the fuck do I need to go know how to get to the bridge? I don't know.
You haven't been to the stadium, bro. You don't know where the stands are.
No, I know where the stadium is. I've been to the stadium. I just haven't been for a game.
Fair enough. Better than me.
So like that, we needed a striker in the window still. They didn't do shit. Okay, they didn't do shit in the window. We got some kid who's not going to even be on this team. He'll probably get sold to Strasbourg in a year. Straight up. Mm-hmm. He's going to Strasbourg next year 110%. There's no doubt. I don't even know why they bought him. I'm going to be dead ass. No hate on the kid, but I don't understand why you bought him.
Who is this
not
again?
Like his name is Agnew. I think his name is.
Oh, that midfielder, the center mid. Yep. Yeah, that's an asset move.
The problem is with him, right, is he starts for the French, like the youth team. He starts for the French youth team. But in league play, he's been off. So I don't understand why you go and get someone like that. Like I just don't. I don't understand why you get someone like that. I spoke to a friend. I spoke to a friend of mine who watches Lyon or not Lyon, fucking Saint Etienne. Okay. Mm-hmm. He said it's nothing to impress you by. I don't know why you guys even bought him. But here we are, bro.
Flipping assets.
Same old sporting directors doing the same old things, bro.
And this is
priorities.
We keep bringing this up, but like, when are they going to have that shift in mindset to where they're not just buying players because they think they're going to get X amount of profit in 3 years? Because you guys are at that crux where you need to like.
You want to know when I think it might happen? When we have a stadium that can fucking supply them the money that don't hinder what they're doing at this current moment. Because, bro, we have a stadium size. Our stadium size is fucking championship level.
How many people fit in the bridge?
It's like 32.
Oh, yeah. That's got to go.
Fucking Strasbourg has a bigger stadium than us. I'm pretty sure.
30,000 is championship level.
Yeah.
That's decent size. There's some championship.
People are bitching about the prices of the tickets. They go hand in hand, motherfucker.
Yeah, that's
all of
that's
this
scarcity.
All of
supply and demand, though.
The transfers, all of this bullshit is based off of our CPO not saying, let's move 15 minutes down the road and build a stadium there. All they have to do is say yes. They're willing to buy the entire stadium for you. $3 billion stadium up the street. Link. Lewis showed me it. It's a 20-minute walk, Link. From the bridge to where they want to buy it. It's a 20-minute walk, Link. And they're willing to build a 60,000 person stadium in Earl's Court. All we got to do is say yes as a fan base. And what do? They sit there and bitch about tickets. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. It's 42. I'm sorry. I missed the 10,000. I apologize.
40's a bit different, but I get what your point is.
Point still stands. 20,000 people a game. 38 games a season in the fucking that you'll potentially have in the fucking at home. 30 games in the fucking at home that you could potentially have. You take 20,000 seats out of revenue. How else are they going to make that back? Mm-hmm. Buy, sell, young, profit.
Yeah, and it's funny that you say that. When you put the full picture together, you spend more than other clubs, right? You sell more than other clubs. But to fund that spending without you having this grand, ticket revenue, you have to do something. And it makes a lot more sense. I've never even thought of it that way. I actually have never thought of it that way.
Bro, it all connects. But people are so single-minded, bro, when they come to this stuff. Okay? They're so one directionally minded. And I get it because this is how a baseball team's fucking run. This is how a baseball team's fucking run. This is how baseball people make money. This is it. They don't have another way to make money other than the fucking sales of fucking Cobham and the sales of these fucking young kids that they keep buying. Because after 3 years, pure profit for all of them. Why do you think Cassidy left this year? It's 3 years on the mark. What? I don't get it. I don't get why people are so upset over this shit. I don't understand. Do not get this shit. Like this shit, everybody just don't get what's going on. I'm over here fucking thousands of miles away and I get it. But I don't understand how these people don't get it.
They don't want to.
That's what it is. It has to be. I actually want to see where we rank inside the stadium. So I'm pretty sure Tottenham. No, it's not Tottenham. It's Old Trafford still has the biggest. 41,000 we have, and we were ranked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're ninth biggest stadium in the country. I didn't even know we were in the 40s. I'm not going to even front. I thought we were still in the 30s.
Who's got a bigger stadium?
Manchester United, Tottenham, West Ham, you guys,
okay. Yeah,
Arsenal,
Mhm.
Manchester City,
Yeah.
Newcastle, Villa, all bigger stadiums than us.
Okay, so to be a dickhead and do devil's advocate, those clubs are all historically bigger than yours. So like I get why it happened, but I also understand why it needs to not be that way anymore. Because if you think about it, all those clubs were not historically, were very good in the 90s.
I mean, we were the best in the 90s.
In the early 90s?
We ran the 90s. Us and Manchester United ran the 90s.
What, you didn't win your first title before 98, did you?
No, it was the early 2000s.
Yeah, I'm thinking 90s. I said Forest and the Newcastles. Like those are all historic clubs, anchor clubs in England. Like they need to have those big fan bases. Where
2001.
You guys are just the most successful out of 8 big ass clubs in London.
Yeah, but it's been 20 years, Link. We could have had this opportunity. We've had this opportunity. We had this opportunity to do this with Roman. It was just in a different spot. Well, they actually wanted to build on top of it, but we wouldn't be able to get to 60 if we built on top of it. That was the thing.
Yeah,
but we'll never be able to get to 60,000 if we keep building in the place that we're at.
In your situation, it's not the best, but you have to kind of like give credit to PSR.
Here's the thing. It has gotten closer. We have gotten closer to that mark because before we didn't have like the location like set in stone. Now they rather have us in the location. They want us in the location in King's Court. And they want to they want to knock the bridge down and make it into like living places, like apartments and stuff like that. So like I just think it'll happen within this ownership group because the ownership group's just so willing to pay for it all. They're not going to put this on anybody else other than themselves. They'd rather just pay for it.
Yeah.
So like, and we're talking about the same ownership group that owns the Commanders. So it's like, I find it hard to believe that they're going to fuck this up. especially building a stadium. Like that part, I really find it hard to believe.
No, I
So
don't think they will because that keeps them in the Prem. That keeps them in the Prem, and for most of these owners, it is about profits and revenue. So they will make an investment that big if they see that they'll reap the dividends five,
okay,
10 years down the
so
line.
let's talk about this week's games. Okay, and we'll close it off here.
Okay.
All right. You guys got Tottenham. You're down 1-0 in the tie, right?
Yeah.
And you guys are at home, correct?
Yep. Come Anfield, boy, come Anfield.
And
Yeah.
all they need is a draw.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Spurs can score goals. So one thing
Yeah.
they can do, they can score goals.
Yeah. Yeah. They can. They can.
Are
Yeah.
there any worries about this game at all for you?
Yes. I have real worry because I don't know. I know how Klopp would have played this game. I don't know how Slot will play this game. I don't know where the rotation comes in.
Because he started everyone this weekend.
Well, I do know where it comes in. That's a lie. I just want to know I want to know the depth of the rotation he does for Tottenham. Because we play Plymouth on the weekend, right? He's probably going to go with the same squad that played against PSV. Maybe one or two changes. Give those players play. But where does the rotation come in against Tottenham? Does he play Curtis Jones? Right? Who's getting dropped? It's not that I don't like Curtis Jones. I have a lot of affinity for Szoboszlai in our 10, right? Trent's hurt. They haven't released the timetable on that yet. Trent has a quad thigh something. So that's one person down. Am I worried about Bradley? Not necessarily, but it's a lot easier for me to be able to blame Trent than it is to be able to blame Bradley. Because of the expectations of the ability and what's so on and so forth. So there's questions over that, but outside of the fact that it's Tottenham at home and there are things that could go wrong, no, I don't have real fear other than I don't know the energy that Slot and the team is going to have going into it. But I don't see us losing. We're definitely not going to lose. And the only way I see us getting scored on and having some type of equalizer situation is if it's a lack of concentration in the first 20 minutes or in the last 10. That's it for me. I don't see it.
I think Engraver has a very good point here.
What you say? And that's part of where my hesitation comes in. Where do we find that balance, and when do I see that in our selection and performances on the field? Because if he says that, like if he just goes in to the game, he rotates 5 people. At that point, I'm accepting either result. I'll be happy if we go through, but if we don't, I'll say the manager didn't play the players. Didn't play the players. The manager rotated the side, and this is what happened.
Yeah.
Like if we lose, we lose. But the manager himself,
I think there's
where his priorities are.
Rotate the side, I do think there's a good chance Tottenham get to the final. I do think that there's a very good chance they get to the final.
We'll see. We'll see. And
I guess it's all, to be honest, man, when it comes to this game, it's just like, yo, Mo Salah.
That's what he's here for.
That's how I think of it. It's like, yo, Mo Salah, what we doing here?
Bro, it's that simple. It's that simple. What are we doing here? Yo, Virgil.
If Mo wants you guys to go to the final, I think you guys go to the final. That's what it's going to take. I think it's going to take a Mo Salah game for you guys.
I don't think that. I don't think that.
The reason I say that is because I think Spurs will have actually 2 center backs playing. So I think that will help them in this next run of games.
Who are the 2 center backs?
They just got Donzo and then whoever they played over the weekend, I think. Who did they play on the weekend?
I think Gray played center back again. Don't quote me on that. But Van de Ven's still not back. So, and if Donzo walking into a semifinal, by all means,
that's also another thing. I don't know.
Please, that's the thing. They made signings, but if Tell and Donzo start on Thursday, I have even less confidence that Spurs will do something.
Ben Davies is back.
Okay, so Ben Davies.
Gonzo.
It'll be Davies versus Nunez or Diaz.
I'm gonna be honest. Donzo, that's the kind of striker Donzo actually can play against is Nunez.
Yeah, it's too early for him though. I agree, but it's too early.
The kind of striker he's actually good against.
Matches up very well physically and with athletic ability.
Yep.
But so this is my thing. I can't even give you a lineup right now for Spurs. I know they have so many injuries that they're complaining about. But at the end of the day, they're coming to Anfield, and we're not supposed to lose at Anfield, so we shouldn't lose at Anfield.
Once again, you don't have to lose.
I get that point too.
Not you out. That's all I'm saying. That's the reason why I said it. I feel like this has to be a Mo Salah game. Like one of your goals is going to come from somewhere else. But if you're going to win this tie, I think it has to be on the back of Mo Salah to get you the second one. Like that's my opinion. I don't think it necessarily like Mo Salah has to score both the goals for you guys to go through. I just think that if you get one goal, if you only get one goal, I think Spurs has one in them too. That's the thing.
Yes, that I agree with that.
That's where I'm thinking is. Where my thinking is. So, like, if you were to break this situation, I think Mo has to be the X factor to get you over the line. I think is my.
I hear what you're saying, and I don't want you to think I'm discrediting it. I just don't rate Tottenham to give them that respect to say that Mo Salah has to be the X factor in this game. Especially if you look at the difference, between the two games. The difference.
Here's the thing: it's when we're talking about a game like a 1-game series now, where you're already down one. Like I expect Tottenham to bottle it. Don't get me wrong. Okay, I expect them to bottle it, but at the same time, this manager, he's actually pretty good at managing these kind of cup games. Like when I watch him, he's actually pretty freaking good at managing tie. So like, even when you watch these games in Europe with Tottenham, like they manage the games a lot better outside of the Galatasaray game. Which, by the way, I want to quickly speak on that because that's hilarious. Because I did on the other channel, I did say just wait until Manchester United has to play Galatasaray, and I did say that, and I just want to be on record that I said that, and if they beat Alkmaar, they're playing Manchester United in the next round of the time. Yeah, that would be extremely entertaining.
Oh, Osimhen versus Euro.
Please,
I would pay to see that. I would pay to see that.
Please, please.
But you make this point, and this isn't to disrespect Tottenham as much as it's. We're at home and we're going back home in a semifinal to Anfield. Like I expect more from my crowd. I expect the players to play off that. And I also will say the only difference.
If they score first, I think it's over.
No, I don't. I think honestly.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think it's over if they score first. I'm telling you, this manager is better at managing these games than people give him credit for. He just does not have the quality to be able to manage him.
Okay.
Like he doesn't have the quality to manage him. The players on the pitch that play in his midfield are brainless. They actually are brainless. Like Basuma and Sar's pretty young, so like he don't really know how to manage games and slow down the they just. So it's like if he can get them to manage the game a little bit better. That's where I think Bergvall comes in. When Bergvall comes in, he manages the game much better. Even at his age, he manages the game better than.
We got something for Bergvall. Like this is this is a revenge game for us at this point. We don't like Tottenhm. We don't like Tottenham. We can't stand Tottenham. They're like the annoying pest. They're not even related like Arsenal and Spurs. They're just an annoying muck that just wants to be around. So like what I wanted to say though, my guy didn't play last time, and this is where that whole. Where everyone started shutting up about Szoboszlai because it was, Curtis in the 10. Oh, I want to see Harvey. And then Curtis played 3 games in the 10. Then what happened? We had our 2 worst performances since September. So Szoboszlai is back. to your point, their midfield doesn't know what they're doing. So
Yeah,
Szoboszlai run through them.
that's a Life factor. People don't give that kid enough credit, bro.
Bro, it's so annoying. It's just a trend. Let's see who we can hate on now. Oh, Nunes isn't playing, so I can't shit on him. Oh, Szoboszlai's playing, and I like the English players underneath him. Szoboszlai's shit. Szoboszlai doesn't give me this. I've been saying this to my dad. I wonder, thank God I have this time now. I wonder when these English content creators got this idea of what a 10 is when the only two 10s they've had in their career are Matt Letizia and Joe Cole. Like, where is this? Why is Harvey Elliott this prototypical quintessential 10 when you've never fucking seen a 10 in your life in the England kit? James Madison a 10? No, he's an 8. All these 10s are hybrid 8s that shoot. So what is it? Does Harvey Elliott control the game better than Szoboszlai? No. He just has great per 90 stats. I'm tired of hearing this shit, bro. I'm tired of hearing this shit, bro. Like, God.
Yo, that is no, bro. I couldn't agree anymore. I don't think Szoboszlai is like this great fucking player, by the way. Okay,
he's not Kaká. I know that.
For what you guys do, if that kid starts scoring goals, everyone's fucked. I'm just saying that right now.
Literally,
if that kid starts scoring goals on people and he gets 15 goals a year, everyone's fucked because he gets all the opportunity in the world to score, and it's his work off the ball, but on top of it, his distribution to people, like it's not necessarily his work off the ball like this pressing, but it's his run that opens the spot. It's his runs that open the space up for Salah most of the time. It's mostly for Salah. He drags defenders at our position all over the place, but people don't want to see it. And the reason why we defended so well against you guys is because Caicedo just had him on a roam the entire time, and he had nothing to do with it. Because Lavia was still sitting in the 6, so you had Caicedo just roaming him the entire game, and it's like.
And then your back line doesn't get compromised, which is the whole point of our tactics. You see why we didn't play well.
The only reason you guys scored the second goal is because Sanchez doesn't claim the ball. Like, that's the only reason why you didn't score this. You even get a win in that game. Because in the second goal, Curtis Jones pops that ball up over Sanchez's hands. All he has to do is just claim it, though. Like, it wasn't like something that was like an extravagant touch that got him around Sanchez. It was just Sanchez is a bozo and just doesn't claim it. But that's why Slot has said over and over and over again that we're the hardest team that you've played because of the midfield depth that we actually have that compete with their midfield depth. But once again, we're stupid fucking Americans that told you this before the fucking game. We told you this before the fucking game. By the way, everybody, us stupid Americans love you guys. We're going to end it here. We appreciate you. Fuck Luka Doncic, by the way, but we are going to end it with Kobe.
How much more do you want from me?
More.
How much more successful do you want me to be?
More successful.
How many records can my records break?
More records.
But I'm the best.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
What the f does that mean, Kobe Bryant?
You're welcome.